welcome to my 38-week bump date. So at 38 weeks, Juniper is the size of a winter melon. If someone can please tell me what a winter melon is, that would be great. Is that a honeydew? Like, what is that? She is weighing probably close to 7 pounds. My guess is that she's hit 7 pounds, considering that the ultrasound we had a couple weeks ago said she was already almost 6.5 pounds. So she's probably 7 pounds in there right now. So this being my 38-week bump date, I'm really hoping it's my last one. So I actually shoot these bump dates at the end of the week, kind of as a review of how the week has gone. This could be my last one because I'll be 39 weeks in a couple days. I don't think she's gonna make it to her due date. That has just been my gut feeling throughout this entire pregnancy. And my mother actually went 2 weeks early with her first baby. So my gut is saying Juniper is going to arrive this week, either the end of the week of this week or the beginning of next week. But you know, that could just be hopeful feelings and hopeful thoughts making me feel that way. So we'll see what happens. But this could be my last bump date and that would be awesome. Even though I am ready for Juniper to make her debut and to finally meet her, I will say there are a couple things I still want to get done this week before she comes. So tomorrow, Robin actually scheduled a special spa day for him and I, which I'm super excited about. I'm getting my last prenatal massage and it's just going to be a great time for us to relax and just enjoy this final weeks of it being just the 2/3 with little Paris. So I really don't want to miss that, but that's tomorrow, so I don't think I will. But I do have also a really special pregnancy activity that I want to do this week that I'm really hoping to get done before she comes. It's just one of those things to celebrate this pregnancy and celebrate this transition into becoming parents, and also just to put some good vibes out there for the birth, and I'll share more about that when that happens. So hopefully you'll see a special pregnancy video coming this week as well. But once both of those things are done, I am going into full get this baby out mode. And that means bring on the pineapples, bring on the spicy food, bring on everything that everyone says to try to start getting this baby out, because I am getting so uncomfortable and really I just want to meet her. Also this week, I do feel like my hormones have been crazy. The littlest things will make me cry or make me angry or irritated. I just haven't been the level-headed, calm, pregnant woman any longer. I'm not sure if I ever really was, but I'm definitely not now. For example, last bump date, I mentioned that I was tested for the GBS, the strep B, and I was waiting for my results. So those results never actually came, and I ended up calling the front desk. And the girl on the phone, she said the results were in, but she was gonna have someone call me to talk about it. So immediately I freak out, like obviously I'm positive, and I'm like crying, I'm so upset, even though logically I know that it's not the end of the world. It's not even a big deal at all, really. I would just be on antibiotics before labor and everything would be totally fine. But with all of the hormones and kind of my anxiety of hospitals and IVs and having to deal with all of that, I just like, everything was blown out of proportion for me and I was very upset. But then of course, in a couple hours, I found out that no, I was actually negative and everything was fine. But for whatever reason, they don't like to share this particular test result in my online chart like they do with everything else, and that is why the results were not in. So it was a big scare, all for nothing, and it ended up being fine. But it's just things like that that will just send me like over the edge, and that actually was like a bigger thing. It's little things that will send me over the edge, just out of the blue. I had another prenatal appointment this week, as I will be having them weekly from now on, and everything looked good. We did the measurements, we listened to Juniper's heartbeat, and everything looked good. But we also did talk about our birth plan, and she was super supportive about everything on the birth plan. But there is one thing that I'm still kind of on the fence about, trying to figure out, do some research and get other people's advice and opinions on. So that is the pitocin injection after delivery. This was actually new information to me. I heard about it at my group appointment, my last group appointment, and I was just surprised. I had not heard about the pitocin injection after delivery, and the reason this is a standard practice at my hospital and at a lot of hospitals is because it's used as a preventative measure to reduce the risk of hemorrhaging, because that pitocin really helps to dispel the placenta and really just like contract down the uterus to a small size to close off those blood vessels that could really lead to some major bleeding. But to me, it doesn't quite sit well. I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. I'm not really sure. It seems like, okay, well, Juniper's already out, so there's not gonna be any like sort of reaction with her that could possibly happen with pitocin. I don't know if that's even really common, but there's no way that it's going to affect her. But it just seems like if I am able, and I don't know if this is going to be the case or not, but if I'm able to have a completely natural birth and there's no complications and everything goes well, it just feels unnatural, literally, to have a pitocin injection after going through everything else naturally. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. I definitely know if there was any sort of risk for hemorrhaging or just any sort of signs that I could possibly be hemorrhaging, I'd be immediately like, yes, let's do this injection right away. I'm totally okay with that. But if everything looks fine and seems normal, I don't know how I feel about intervening with my own body's natural way of like dispelling the placenta and the oxytocin release that I'm gonna get from like skin to skin contact with June, and how that will help to contract my uterus as well as breastfeeding. So I'm just not sure how I feel about it yet. So that is really the big thing that I have to decide pretty soon, because I need to know before we go into labor. I want to have that figured out and know where I stand on it. So if you guys have any sort of information about it, or just leave your thoughts and opinions on the pitocin injection after delivery, I would love to have some advice and some stories from you guys. Finally, Juniper is definitely dropping more and more, and I can definitely feel it, especially at night. I don't know why nights are the worst. I can feel pretty okay for most of the day, and then as soon as I'm like in bed trying to sleep, I'm like so uncomfortable. It's ridiculous. And I literally feel like I add another pillow to my sleeping arrangement like every other day. It is ridiculous how many pillows I am sleeping with right now. I have my pregnancy pillow, and then I have like 3, maybe 4 other pillows like surrounding me to like support every little part of me that feels like it needs some extra support, and I'm sure I'll be continuing to add more. But because she is dropping lower and lower and getting bigger, I can no longer even roll from side to side at night. It's just too painful. I actually have to like jump my way up, or like push my way up to sitting position and then flip to the other side, because it's so much pressure on my lower back and so painful if I was just to roll from side to side while laying down already. But yeah, so I am feeling so excited and also fairly anxious about this whole new experience that is going to be happening soon. Like I said, I do feel like this could be the week, so there's a lot of emotions going on, and of course those hormones like I talked about. But Corbin and I are so excited to enjoy this amazing time in our lives together, and we're planning a line-in period immediately after June comes home with us from the hospital. So you'll get to learn more about that if you go subscribe to the Baby Leak channel and watch our show Little Wanders on that channel, because we're going to do a whole video about that. And so I'm really excited. We're really preparing for this amazing time to just like bond with Juniper right when we get home, and it's just gonna be incredible. But that's it for this week, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you my belly. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your comments down below. I love reading your comments and your advice and your stories, so make sure you share them, and I'll see you next week. Actually, hopefully I won't see you next week for a bump date, but I will be doing Mama Mondays, I think is what it's gonna be. So I might see you for that next week. All right, be where your feet are. Bye.